Good afternoon. It's 7 o'clock. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the live. Let me get this video shared and we'll get to it. I'm just sharing it to my group and my business page. Hey, Erica. I'm just sharing this to my pages really quick. And I'll let a few other people get added on. Oh my God, it's so delayed. I was looking at it on my phone. And I see how delayed it is. I see what people be talking about. I can't stand Facebook sometimes. Hopefully you can hear me good. Let me turn the volume up. Can you hear me good, Erica? Let me know. Because I got my fan running in the background because the air conditioning was too loud and I didn't think you guys would be able to hear me with it. I'm just waiting for a few more people to jump in and I'm sharing it with them really quick on Facebook. Thank you. Even though I know it's super delayed. But I'm just sharing it with a few other people that I'm going to invite to the video because this was for a few specific people that had a question about co-parenting with a parent that's just somebody you cannot negotiate with and having issues with co-parenting. And I know I'm a family coach. I know sometimes you can't co-parent with everybody. Not everybody will be on board, especially when there's people that's just out to get you, out to piss you off, argue with you, drama. So I know everybody can't co-parent all the time. But I made this specifically for a few people that were in my group that reached out to me about getting help with co-parenting with a narcissistic partner. And I'm just inviting them right now. Alright, so I'm going to get started because I have some new people to my group and to my page that don't know what I do. I am a family and parenting coach. I help parents co-parent with success. And my goal is to bring families back together, but if I can't bring them back together, at least restore the peace so that you can coexist in your child's life. I also work with parents with kids with behavioral issues. There are some one-off situations I do help people with being able to build a bond with their kids. I know I work with a lot of dads in regards to that, establishing a bond when they were absentee parent for a while and now they're trying to get back in their child's life, and being able to communicate with the child's mother to be able to establish that bond in regards to being able to co-parent and re-enter their kid's life. Sometimes stuff happens. Not all the time that you're going to be a great parent. We make mistakes. We have our issues sometimes, and they can be forgiven. It's never too late to be a parent because that's one job you will have forever. So I always tell people that don't give up. It's never too late. So now that I have it shared, hey everybody that's coming in. Today's topic is parallel parenting. For those of you who don't know what parallel parenting is, I'll explain it. Parallel parenting is a arrangement in which either divorced or separated parents are able to co-parent by means of disengaging from each other and having limited direct contact in situation where they are where they have demonstrated that they are unable to communicate with each other. So basically, when you have a dysfunctional relationship with that other parent, or that parent is narcissistic, in most cases parallel parenting is for those who had bad divorce, bad breakups, and the other parent is out to get them. They're out for revenge. Everything they do is an intention of hurting the other person, making their life miserable, not willing to negotiate or work with them in a respectful manner. So, if you don't know what narcissistic is, many of you know that I am a psychology major. That's what I went to school for my bachelor's and for my master's for research psychology. But narcissistic people, they have a lack of empathy for others. They pretty much, like, signs that you're dealing with a narcissistic person. I was going to do it in a separate video, but because this pertains to dealing with someone like that, sometimes you don't know who you're working with and who you're dealing with as a partner. You just think they're crazy, because that's what narcissistic people, they do come off as crazy, controlling people. So signs that they are narcissistic is that superiority and entitled, like they're entitled. They feel like they have entitlement. They have an exaggerated need for attention and validation. Perfectionism. Need for control. They're very demanding. Lack of responsibility, so they play the blame game a lot. And they try to deflect. So take the attention off of them and blame you, and you're this, but they never self-evaluate. They lack boundaries. They lack empathy. Narcissistic people have the inability to be vulnerable. Hey Rain, hey Jasmine. They have the inability to work as a team player. They're arrogant, they're self-centered, and they're very manipulative. So when you're dealing with a narcissistic partner, it's very hard to try to co-parent. So you cannot co-parent with that type of person. You have to have a parallel parenting situation with them. And pretty much in a parallel situation, these are things you must do. You must let the kid have a relationship with the other parent. You cannot deny them of that relationship, because that would just drive the person to make your life even more hell. So in a parallel parenting, you only respond to scheduled dates and times and ignore accusations and attack, because they will come for you. They will try to attack you. They will call you names. They will do everything. Hey, Danielle. They will do it. And Juanica. They will do everything in their power to piss you off, because that's just what they do. They don't know any better. Like, they're narcissistic. They're self-centered. It don't matter about what they're doing wrong, but you're just the bad guy. So you have to completely disengage yourself from that ex or other parent, and all attempts to ignore all attempts to suck you back in, because they will be a charmer. They'll play the game to get you back just so they can hurt you again. So you have to disengage. You have to focus all your energy on your child. So you're basically just doing this for the kids to have a relationship with the dad, but you cannot have a relationship with that dad. You need to get a good therapist or a coach for you and your children, because this situation is not easy to be in, because you will get drained from being called names or someone trying to attack you verbally, and they will come for you in every way. So it's best to have someone backing you to help you center yourself, good to meditate, someone that you can have an outlet with and talk to and help you arrange this type of situation. So that's what parent coaches are for, or if you want to deal with a therapist, because this will affect the kids. Also, work on you becoming the best parent that you can be. Never worry about the other parent, because there's really kind of no hope for that parent to be better, because they're not willing to be that better parent. And create boundaries for when the children are available by phone and that are reasonable for the household. So with this type of parent, dealing with a narcissistic parent, get a house phone, because they can't text you. It limits everything. You can unplug the phone and they just won't be able to get through to you. You can say, okay, no calls after 7. You can talk to your kids, but no calls after 7. So if they call after 7, just unplug the phone. So you can get a house phone, block them on all social media sites, and set up an email account for them to be able to contact you. I'm going to speak on blended families, Erica, because that's what I deal with the most. I deal with a lot of married couples, step parents, um, single mothers. So I do deal a lot with blended families. Um, but make email the only means of communication. So you can always block them on the email. You don't have to check the email often, but that person should not be able to text you or whatever. So you can get a house phone and an email, and that's the only form of communication they'll have with you. You can turn off the ringer, things like that. The kids can call them whenever at a decent time. So never tell your kids like, no, you can't call dad or whatever. But you can let the kids call, but let them talk to just the kid, not you. Um, don't force the kids to talk on the phone with the other parents. So if it's in a situation where it's like toxic and they're being very like abusive verbally, taking it out on the kids because the kids won't let them talk to you and stuff like that, don't force the kid to have a relationship with that parent, because it's not going to be good for the kid. You don't want them to have that situation where they're scared of the other parent, or you put them in that situation where they're endangered. Don't be afraid to say no. That type of person, they're going to try to charm you. They're going to try to take you back, sucker you into any situation. Don't be afraid to tell them no. Like, simple. Stick to your guns and say no. If it's something you really don't agree with and you're really uncomfortable with, stick to it and just tell them no. And let the kids love that other parent. It's nothing wrong, because they're, at the end of the day, it's still going to be their parent. You can't get rid of, you can't change that. But they will try to get you emotionally through the kids, so ignore it. Don't, like, they will use the kid as a go-between. And be like, tell mommy I said this, and be like, oh, mom, dad love you, he said he love you, or good night, or stuff like that. They will try to do that. If you don't have like legal custody agreement or a parent contract, get one and get it notarized. So with a narcissistic parent, hey Angel, hey Coach, you will need to have some type of custody agreement or a parent contract. Like, I do the parent contracts. I have those available on my website, where you can get a parent contract where it specifically break down details, like who get what, who do what, who will pick up, what days you can communicate, how you would communicate, what holidays. It break down everything, all the details, what's the important contacts, school arrangements, living arrangements. You will need to have detailed things, because you have to be very detailed when it comes to co-parenting with a narcissistic partner, for the simple fact that you're disengaged. You're not involved in the situation. It's not a co-parenting situation. It's just they have a relationship with the kid and you're just the mother. So when the kids are with daddy, it might be a little different, and that could be frustrating for you, but you just ignore what happens at daddy house. Sometimes you got to reprogram and retrain your kids when they come back to you. I know that's hard, it's draining, but that's why you should always have either a therapist or a coach that can help you, that you can go to and be able to work with you to keep you sane. Because as a mom, it's already hard enough, especially when you either divorce or break up from a relationship, or and you become a single parent. That's already hard enough, but then when you have to deal with a hole a narcissistic partner, it makes it even more tough on you. And you need to be able to have that outlet and someone that can take care of you, your mental, your emotional, because it is going to be hard. It's not an easy process dealing with a partner like that, but that's why we have parent coaches. That's why we have therapists, counselors. It's good to have your kids talk to someone as well. Never gets easier to drive you crazy. Exactly, Amanda. And it's hard, because like the kids are usually the ones that suffer in a situation. Even though it's stressful for you as a parent, the other parent, they don't care, because they're selfish. They're self-centered. They don't care what they're doing to the other person, as long as they don't have to worry about what they're doing and reflect on themselves. So when you ignore the stuff that they're saying to you and stuff like that, it will help you a little bit, but I know it's kind of hard to do that. But it's always good to get someone to talk to the kids, because the kids don't know really what's going on. Some of them do, but some know, like, oh, well, daddy let me do this. Some kids will play that parent guilt, and I know my son used to do that. Like, Even though I never had a toxic relationship with his dad was gone in the military. But he used to play us against each other. He'll tell you, Daddy, you left me, and try to manipulate the situation. Like, if you buy me this, then I know you love me and stuff like that. Or, Mom, you don't let me go see Daddy, but I'm like, your dad is out of the country. We can't just leave and go see him on a military base. I mean, his dad wasn't married, so I couldn't stay on the base. So I tried to explain that. He used to try to make me feel bad and throw that parent guilt, because kids will do that. But that's just part of them. That's just how they are. Until they get older, and then you start saying no and act like you don't care, then they'll stop doing it. But well, at least my child did. I found out his love language was gifts. So as long as, like, I'll do little stuff like go to the 99-cent only store, and I'll buy like $1 basket, and I'll fill it up with little dollar stuff, and I'll put it in my closet or somewhere where he never looked. And when he do good, I'll reward him. He don't know that I only spent $1 on a toy or something. But I do that just to give him gifts to nurture his love language. But mine's is like quality time. So we have our little family nights and pizza Fridays, our Saturday movie nights, stuff like that. Do some stuff special with your kids when you're going through this type of situation, because they are going to suffer. But let them know you love them. Be the best parent that you can be, and just worry about yourself. But nurture that your kids' love language. I posted the link before where you can go to 5lovelanguages.com to find out love language for you, and they have the option for your kids. So you can find out your kids' love language and be able to nurture that, because that will help them through that stressful situation. Giving them the love they need. Some kids need affirmations. Some kids need acts of kindness. Some is what's the other love language? Like touch, physical touch. My son will tell you I love you 20 times a day. Literally, it drives me crazy. He wants hugs and kisses. That's not my love language. That's my least love language. But I do it for him because that's how he liked to be loved. He liked you to tell him. He liked to be all up under you, cuddling you and stuff like that. His dad would tell him, like, give your mom a break. Like, let her breathe. You already told her you love her. But if you push him away, he feel neglected. So I have to nurture that, even though I don't like it. But he smothers me. But now he's back on campus and I don't homeschool, so I get a break from it. But that's another reason why I put him back on campus last week. Because I'm like, I need a break. Like, you're smothering me. Mommy need her space. Like, that's not my love language, being very affectionate and stuff like that. A touchy-feely type of person? No. Let me see what Angel said. That's a great idea, establishing a child's love language. Yes. I have a book I'm going to put up. And I have a book also with, I think I posted it a few weeks ago, with helping your kid find their purpose. They can find their purpose young, and you can start nurturing that little entrepreneur. Like my son, he loves photography. He's been doing it since he was 4. Like, me and his dad was just talking about getting him a nice camera because he broke my Nikon. But he's been like, we'll be in the car and he'll take pictures with his iPad and he'll wind up doing a slideshow and adding music. I just learned how to do that with my YouTube channel, adding sound to videos and pictures and stuff. But he did that. He taught me how to do that. He taught me and introduced me to YouTube last year. He created his own YouTube channel and everything. So you have to speak to their purpose. Just get the kids distracted. Like, when you're dealing with a stressful parenting situation, you can have that distraction for the kid by teaching them their purpose, something that makes them happy, because they have an outlet from their reality. So it's always good to be able to have something for them to fall back and do, something to make them fun. Like, he likes to sew. I have 4 sewing machines. I've been sewing since I was 13. So I'm like, okay, that's our bonding. We can sew. So I was teaching his dad last week how to sew and thread the machine. So that's like our family bonding time now. Where he's like, when are we going to get started with sewing and making clothes and stuff? Hey, Nadia. So, like, I was just telling him, we can do that, and we can do that as a family. It's just something that we all can bond with. And it gives my son the ability to see both his parents coexist. Hey, Demanje, I haven't seen you in a long time. But it gives him an opportunity for both of his parents to coexist in front of him, and he see that we can function as positive parents in front of him. But for those of you who have not scheduled your breakthrough call with me. It's free. This will actually be the last month because I do a lot of breakthrough sessions and it's getting a little busy. So this will be the last month that they will be free. As of September 1st, it will be $25 to have your 45-minute breakthrough session with me to discuss how I can help you, and we'll start the process with getting you on my schedule for me to start coaching you. I do offer one-on-one coaching, and I also my co-parenting group. And if you want, we also have group coaching available. That's something I would do with, it's co-ed with men and women. Sometimes my son dad will jump in the group coaching and coach from a male's perspective so that we can have an outlook on how fathers feel, especially being that he was one of those fathers that was absent and then now have got out of the military, moved in the same state, and he's closer and able to co-parent. We're no longer co-parenting in the same household. That lasts for like 8 weeks until last week. So he got his own place now, and we're co-parenting from 2 different houses. So the rules still apply, and things pretty much won't change as much, but we're still sticking to the plan of co-parenting, and it just changed the schedule of when, who gets what time, and things like that. So now we're just establishing a more a routine since we're not in the same household. It's like, okay, you'll pick them up or whatever, or you spend time and do homework with them while I go to work. So so far so good. It's only been a week and it's been awesome. My son's probably gonna come say hi. You can come, babe. Oh, he walked away. But he do want to do the video with the cards. Like I have, oh, here we go.
Hi.
This is my little brat, Dacian, for those of you who don't know. But I still have my cards. This one is the 100 deck. I'll have to show you guys the other deck, the parenting deck, and also the teen edition. But I have my cards, which are questions that you ask your kid, because not all the time we know our kid and we know everything about them. My son mentioned last week he did a project that was due yesterday where he had to do a like a vision board about his family. He said, I don't know much about you and my dad to write about it and do a presentation in front of his class. He's like, I just know my dad was in the Navy and you're a parent coach and you were tech support. And like he was just saying stuff like that. I was like, babe, you do know me. Like we do these cards all the time. He's like, oh yeah, I remember. Like he know my birthday, my favorite color, what food I like to eat, the basics. But a lot of times we don't introduce who we really are because we go into that parent role where we're just a parent. And that's all they know. That's mommy, that's daddy. But do they really know like what you do for a living? I met a little kid and because I started driving for Lyft a few weeks ago, and the little kid was like, I don't know what my mom do. And I'm like, oh, you don't tell your kid what you do for a living? She's like, no, I never thought about that. So I've gained clients just driving for Lyft. I give my card out literally every day. I have a coaching session in our little drive. It's been very amazing. A lot of opportunities have opened up for me driving for Lyft, getting out of the house. Because like, yeah, I know I work from home. But I met these 2 moms who want to be, they're mom bloggers. So I'm a guest host. I'm going to be a guest blogger on their blog. So, hey Tish, it opened up opportunities for me just getting out and networking and talking to people. But I have helped a lot of people just in a short drive and Lyft, and they're like, I need you. I need your help. So I give them a card. A lot of them are married couples. So believe it or not, there's a lot of people that struggle to co-parent in the same household with 2 different parenting styles. And I talk to you guys about like the different parenting styles often. I don't know if you guys seen, but I put the link and I did the PDF of the guide to co-parenting like a boss. I'm giving it to you guys free this month, so you better download it before I take the file out. It is a PDF that's there. Basically, it's the start to helping you co-parent. For those who are able to actually co-parent, it's a help. But for those who can't co-parent, it's best that you purchase the co-parenting contract. My website is down right now. I'm frustrated I gave up on it last week. I'm in the middle of switching servers, so I'm building a new website. And it's going to be back up in a few days. I'm going to commit to finishing it this week, and you'll be able to go online and purchase the contract. But if you want to purchase it before my website is back up and going and not under construction, You can email me at moniqueatkins12@gmail.com, or you can inbox me. I'm always available through inbox, even if you just have a question or a topic you want me to talk about. I know Erica suggested me talking about blended family. I'll go ahead and do another video about that this week. But for the next few days, let me see what my calendar. I know next week's topic is, let me see. I schedule my topics like a month or two ahead, so I gotta check to see what I'm talking about next week. So next week, most likely, is gonna be 8 reasons why we burn out as a mom, and the week after that is 4 ways to respond to kids' misbehavior. So towards the end of the month, I'm gonna be, since kids are back in school, sometimes they start acting up, they start catching on to bad habits from other kids. So I'm going to teach you how to react and respond to those type of things, and how to recognize your kids' behavior. Kids spaz out. People be like, oh, my kid is doing this and doing that. I don't know why. So I'm going to teach you the signs to look out for certain situations. Like, oh, they do this because of this. And so you can understand how to deal and handle with those situations. But those are the other 3 topics for the next 3 weeks. I'll do random topics in between per you guys' request. So send me some topics you want me to talk about. You can send me a scenario or a situation you're going through. I'll keep it anonymous, and we can have that discussion, and we can do like a live session so that you guys can see how it is working with me. I might start doing them on Saturdays, most likely Saturday morning, when more people have time. Some people are off on weekends. I'm not blessed with weekends off. I'm off Monday, Tuesdays. That's why I do my videos on these days. But I'm always available. I work from home. I can always use my phone at any time. So please go ahead and message me to schedule your breakthrough sessions, because you only have, it's half the month already. You only have a few more days, actually, like 10 more days to get in your free sessions. After that, it'll be $25 to be able to have that short session with me. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is Coach Monique, and once again, I appreciate all of you and all your feedback. You're communicating with me this week, your interaction. We'll go live, and I'll let him ask some of the questions from the parent edition so that you guys can see how we interact and how the icebreaker cards work. But thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.